Hello, we're live. I didn't realize it gone live. I think it has gone live. Yes, how you doing? Hello there. How you doing? You all right? You all right? Got people joining. Are you in Pakistan at the moment? People joining from Pakistan. So why am I going live? Why do I normally go live when I'm sitting in the car? You can probably guess. That's because I'm sitting in the Audi E-Tron and I'm charging it. Hello, how you doing? So those people are joining, and there you go. Send your little waves. And so as you can imagine, I'm in the Audi E-Tron and E-Tron GT, and I'm charging it. So I found a petrol station where there's no petrol. I don't need any, but it also means that, like, my local petrol station, you can't get into it because normally there's a big queue and it's impossible. Right now there's no petrol, so there's no cars, there's no queue, so I can get into here, no problem at all, and I can charge the car. So I've been here about 20 minutes or so since I started charging. Yeah, I would say about 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I plugged it into the bigger charger, you know, the two with the two combined. And in that time, I came in here with about 70 miles. I'm now onto 134 mile range. So from 70 miles to 134 mile range. Fuel issue is still ongoing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. In the southeast and London area. I think the rest of the country is fine because I think there are more sensible people in the rest of the country. But in our part of the country, in the southeast in the area and in the London area, people are idiots. And they insist on filling up. As soon as they see a petrol station with some fuel in it, they all queue up. They're like, oh no, we must queue up and we must get petrol. Even if they've got like more than half a tank or something, like, oh, we must get petrol. So what's happening is that whenever there's any petrol at a petrol station, there's a massive queue. And there's a massive queue, then it takes hours to fill up, and then they drain all the petrol out of that petrol station. So like this one is now drained, I assume. That's why it's sitting here completely empty and there's nobody here. So the petrol issues are still ongoing. Fortunately, I have an electric car. Unfortunately, I still have to charge it. So like I said, I've been here 20 minutes. I would say 20, coming up to 25 minutes now. And it's gone from 70 mile range up to 136 mile range. And it's showing me on the dashboard, on the instrument panel, it's showing me that I need another hour and 18 minutes for a full charge. I don't know if I'm going to go full charge. If I can get about 90% in, then I'll be happy with that. Are you seeing people filling cans? Yeah, well, that's exactly the kind of, you know, stupidity that I'm talking about. It's like, why are you filling up why are you storing fuel? The problem is that people who are out here getting fuel for no reason, you know, bila wajah, you would say, right, are the people that are causing the problem, because they're using up all the fuel, they're taking up all the time. Then people who actually need fuel, people who are actually running out of fuel, or who need to get somewhere in emergency, or who are care workers or NHS workers or emergency workers, then they're having the problems. I saw a report the other day that an ambulance was stuck in a queue because it couldn't get any fuel. An ambulance couldn't get any fuel and nobody was letting it through. It's just crazy. Yeah, people are mad. Times are crazy. What to do? Too bad. Yeah, exactly. Too bad. Anyway, back to the Audi E-Tron GT. So what if you guys have any questions about the the Audi E-Tron GT, I'm here to answer them. So like I said, it's coming up to, we've just gone over 50%, so about 51, 52% charge, I would say now. It's taken me 25 minutes to do that, to go from 70 mile range up to 140 mile range. So I've doubled the range in 20 minutes. So all this, you know, all the manufacturers, whenever they release an electric car, and they always talk about, yes, you'll get to 80 to 85% charge in half an hour. Well, that wasn't 80% charge, and I've been here nearly half an hour now, you know, and it's gone to, you know, just over 50%. Is this the 230 kilowatt one, E-Tron 50? You know, I have to claim ignorance. Hang on, maybe I've got it written in the thing. Let's see what it says in the documentation. No, it's a 350 kilowatt. This is a 350 kilowatt, this one. It's a good question, that. And this is a 350 kilowatt. 476 horsepower. This is a 350 kilowatt, 476 horsepower. Electrical continuous output, 140 kilowatts. Which car? I'm in an Audi E-Tron GT. That's what I'm in. Much nicer, more miles out of it. Yeah, theoretically, yeah. I mean, it arrived with, I don't know how many miles I've done. I can't change the, it's because it's got the display now has gone to charging and it's not moving. So I can't tell you how much I've done. But I think I've probably done more than it said I could do. So, you know, it doesn't actually give you, I'm in with the design. Yeah, you know, I'm with you on that one. Fist bump. I think this thing is beautiful. And I think it's better looking than a Taycan. I hope my phone is not overheating because it's gone dark and that's normally a sign that it's overheating. I know it's quite sunny at the moment, which is bizarre. I don't know why. I might have to hand hold it so that it's in a slightly cooler spot. So there you go, that should be a little bit. Hang on. Why have I, it's okay. Vehicle charging. Yeah, so you're in with the design. Yeah, I agree. I think the design is really good on the e-tron GT. I think ever since I saw it in Avengers Endgame. So obviously, as you may know, Tony Stark, well actually the last car that Tony Stark gets to drive. I'm sure you've all seen Endgame, so no spoilers there. Anyway, the last car that he gets to drive, of course, is this one. The e-tron GT. How you all doing? Where are you all? Where are you all? Tell me where you are. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're driving. So this car is the e-tron GT Quattro, 476 PS or 476 horsepower, pretty much. 350 kilowatt. It's in Daytona gray metallic. It's £105,000 starting price. And obviously, once you put the options and everything on it, it's quite a bit more than £105,000. This particular car, this actual car that I'm sitting in, which is the press car, is £108,000. Is it worth £108,000? I'll tell you what, people right now stuck in long queues outside petrol stations would probably say, yes, it is. Because they can just charge it up and go. And so that's easier for them. What's the range practically? So the range, they say it's 295 on a full charge is the range that they say on this car. I would say realistically, we're probably looking at 250, you know, because that's the thing with the electric cars, like the manufacturers will say one thing, and then the reality is quite another. Hello to all of you who are joining. I'm trying to wave to everybody today. Discovered the wave button on Instagram Live. So yeah, so basically, is what they quote on here. I mean, on here they're quoting a range of 280 to 302 miles. So 295 is what I've read elsewhere. But like I said, I reckon real world, you're probably looking at 250 or so on the e-tron GT. Funnily enough, I think the RS, actually, maybe because it uses more power, actually has less of a range. So this one is no slouch either. It's if you get the boost, then it's 4.1 seconds, 0 to 62 miles per hour acceleration. And even regular, it's 4.5, so it's well under the 5 second. But it's not about how quick it is on paper, according to what it says here. 2-speed automatic all-wheel drive. It's not about how quick it says here on the paper. It's about how it feels. And the crazy thing is that it's absolutely relentless. The acceleration is just literally, it will pin you into your seat, and it will keep you in this. And look how thick the seats are. Do you see that? Like, that's not a separate headrest. That's like one piece. That is entire one piece. You know, these are called Sport Seats Pro in perforated black fine Napa leather with black honeycomb stitching. They're very nice, but they're absolutely solid. And it pins you back. You know, you plunge that throttle, and it absolutely pins you back, right down right back into your seat, and it keeps you there. That's the thing. It's like there's no letting up when it changes. I mean, it's got 2-speed auto, but you don't really feel the if there's any change happening there. The only thing that I could detect was like a kickdown effect, I would say, because when I was moving along, and then I floored the throttle, and then there was this moment where I went boom, you know, and I was like, oh, and I was like, wow, it kind of like switched into a quicker mode sort of thing. Love the wheels. The wheels are massive. So this one is fitted with the 21-inch black 10-spoke trapezoidal aero alloy wheels, and those are optional. 1,740 pounds for those ones. So those are the wheels that are actually fitted onto this car. Charging seems to have slowed down now. You know, because what are we looking at now? About 30, just over 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, and I would say, what would that be? I'd say about 60%. Expect it to be more than that, right? How much time did it take to get 0 to 100? Is that 100 kilometers per hour, are you asking? Because that would be 62 miles per hour. So 0 to 62 miles per hour is the same as 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. So 0 to 62 miles per hour, regular, is 4.5 seconds. And if you get the full boost, full power, because you know it's got two power outputs effectively. So about 530 is the boost power. 476 is standard, and 530 is the boost power. 0 to 100 battery charging. Well, I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? That's the real question, because right now I'm sitting here and I'm charging on this thing, and it's got two chargers. It's got one on this side and one on this side. So there's two plugs on this thing. So then it's got the single round bit on one side, and then it's got the double bit, you know, like the top bit and the lower bit. So I've connected that bit onto a Genie Point charger here near my home. And what would I say that was? That was 75, 60, I'd say 60. I'm at 60% now. It's taken me over half an hour to get to that. So it's taken me over. So I basically rolled in here with 70 miles range. I'm now at 156 miles range, and that took just over half an hour to get that. So that's 50, 60, 70, 80, 86 miles range in about half an hour. 156 is well short of what I should be getting. It should show, like I said, you know, well over 250 on a full charge. It's nowhere near a full charge. It's giving me a time. It's giving me a time of 1 hour 11 minutes still to go for a full charge. Can we compare this with an I-Pace? Well, I can't, because I have driven an I-Pace, but I drove an I-Pace under launch conditions, which means that basically I attended an event where I got to drive the I-Pace around the track. So that's not really a real world test of the car. It was just kind of like getting a feel of what it was like to drive one. So I've not done a real world test on an I-Pace. So I don't know what it would be like in the real world in terms of charging. But I'm guessing this is a big old battery on this car. So again, it's taking a while to charge. So again, I don't understand the industry standard where every manufacturer seems to say, oh yes, 0 to 80% in half an hour. I don't believe that at all. I think that's, you know, that's what they all claim, but I can't see how that's possible, because real world experience has told me no. I don't think I've ever managed to charge any car to 80% in half an hour. You know, and I know that after 80% it slows down. I know that. I understand that now. I didn't when I first started reviewing the cars, but I understand that now, that really that's why the 80%, because it's easy to get to 80%. After 80%, the charging really slows down a lot. So it takes a lot longer to go from, say, 20 to 80 than it does from 80 to 100. So that's why it's preferable to actually just get it up to 80% or 90%, and that's pretty much good enough. Depends on what you plan to do with it. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for that lovely comment from Hussein Car Sourcing. Check them out, man. These guys, you gotta go check them out. They have got JDM masterpieces. They have got at the moment a Subaru. Which Subaru is it? It's a Subaru Impreza, the special edition one. And for some reason I can't remember the name right now. You know, the special edition one, the two-door. They've got that one. Perfect condition, Japanese import, 22B, that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming back with that. The 22B, they've got a 22B, rare car. They've got 3 of them, it turns out. They've got 3 of them. And it's up for just under £140,000. Bargain. They're collectible now. Type UK as well they've got. Shrish says, same here in India. Real experience is very different. Companies claim the range of 300 kilometers, but actually not even 100 kilometers. Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? I think the range you have to really take with a pinch of salt. Even when you're sitting in the car and you're looking at the range in front of you, you have to take that with a pinch of salt. And I think that very, very easily, whatever range the car is showing you, you can knock 15 to 20% off that real world straight away in terms of what you'll actually get. Hokane Car Sourcing is reminding us that they've also got R34s in there. They've got a lot of Nissan GTRs. R34s, that's the one I have really in my book anyway. So some cool cars, so you should check them out. But yeah, going back to the electric car situation, I agree. It's not that they're lying. I think that they state these figures because they have this. I didn't know what it was. I can't remember right now. But the WLTP, what's that? The world. It's like a world standard thing. WLTP, and so so it's kind of like a laboratory condition sort of scenario. So that's where they're giving you their they're giving you their ideal ranges, ideal charging times. Because I suppose that if you were to run at a constant RPM in good condition, yeah, looking forward to giving you guys a visit up there in Cove in Coventry at some point. My son is studying up there, so I need to get up there at some point. So I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I mean, when they state these figures, I do suspect that they do these tests in terms of the range and in terms of the charging times under laboratory ideal conditions, and then they give you what they think it will be. But when you're out here in the real world, I mean, again, it's simple things, isn't it? It's like you try joining. It's still a bit hot, this phone. When you try joining the so the other day I was on the on ramp onto the M1. And so I joined the M-ROM, so obviously I accelerated from whatever it was, 30 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, up to 70 miles an hour. And interestingly, I noted the range before I did that, and I noted the range when I got to 70, and I had lost 9 miles. I had lost 9 miles of range just by, pushing the throttle all the way down and accelerating. And that's the thing, it's all about how you use the car, how you drive the car. So I suppose it's the same with petrol. The harder you drive it, the more petrol you're going to use. But I have found that the range calculations on most petrol cars is generally pretty accurate. Thank you so much, the Cheyenne official, a big fan. He says, so kind of you, much appreciated. But I have found that the petrol cars, the ranges are generally getting more and more accurate these days. With the electric cars, I think there's a way to go yet. There's a request to join. Should we join? I don't know how long I've got here, actually. Well, I need to get this up to at least 90%. And I'm closing in on 75% right now. So I've got a bit of time. But I am the kid. You gave me the Audi toys in Dubai at the mosque. Oh, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna let you join then, because that's just to say hello. Because that's sweet. My goodness, how old are you now? Are you not on Instagram? There we go. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. Never mind. But that's sweet. So, mosque I used to go to near my home in Dubai, and there used to be a couple of kids there, and they would follow me. They used to follow me at Motoring Middle East and on my personal accounts. And yeah, so that's apparently, he's trying to join us at the moment. I have all the electric. Well, no, I mean, I haven't got the AC. The AC is off. The stereo is off at the moment. Besides, all of that runs off a different battery anyway. that all runs. So this is the thing about the electric cars, is that although the AC, to be fair, the AC and heating will use the real Chelsea fan page says it says, what is your favorite car? The real Chelsea fan page says, which is your favorite car? And the answer to that is my all-time favorite. You mean my all-time favorite? My all-time favorite is the Lotus Esprit. You know, that's what it is. You know, that always has been and always will be my all-time favorite car. And that goes right back to the first time I saw Roger Moore as James Bond drive off the end of a pier, turning to the lady next to him and going, "Can you swim?" And of course, she didn't need to, because it turned into a submarine. But it wasn't the submarine part that got me. Of course, the cool gadgets, the submarine, and all the rest of it. Love you guys back. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're not able to join. No worries, man. We'll catch you another time. But thanks so much for continuing to follow and your great feedback and everything. But yeah, I mean, the moment that it wasn't so much that the car turned into a submarine and could do all those crazy things, and it just looked like it would be perfect as a submarine. In fact, to be honest, the shape of the thing looked like it could fly. It looked like it would work in space, you know? And being the Roger Moore James Bond, you never knew. I mean, you did do Moonraker, right? You never know. You could have had a Lotus Esprit in space. But to be honest, like, to my eyes, it's just nothing looked, you know, well, apart from a Lamborghini contest, nothing looked more exciting, more futuristic, more incredible than anything like that. I was completely taken with it. I was besotted with it, and I still am today. And I still think that there isn't, you know, a pure, better, wedge-shaped design than that. I mean, big respect to the Lamborghini Countach. Still one of my all-time favorite cars, and I've driven them twice. Yeah, twice. And it's an absolute legend. Oh, have you seen the recreation? That somebody has paid for the original Countach supercar, concept car, to be recreated, and it's just been recreated. It looks absolutely incredible. Somebody clearly paid a shit ton of money to Lamborghini to do that. They had to get the original tires made and everything, and those tires are like, you know, you can barely get them anymore. So that's incredible. But the Lotus Esprit, to me, what a thing. What an absolute incredible thing that is. And God willing, one day, I hope to have one. The thing about, people say, why haven't you bought one? Why didn't I buy one years ago when they were actually affordable? Because now they're climbing up in price now. They're appreciating quite rapidly, as they should do. And a lot of classic cars are right now, to be fair. But we had a recent podcast chat with the guys at the Classic Project Workshop in Bicester. And that was something I did for Go Classics magazine. I do the videos for them as well. And that video actually is on their YouTube channel, so go check it out there. And it was something interesting that he said about buying a classic car. It's like, before you buy a classic car, you need to make sure that you have the funds to buy it twice in order to own it once. And I think that was a really interesting the DS Collection says, thank you for waving at me. My pleasure. And I think that was a really pertinent and interesting way of putting it. You have to be able to buy it twice in order to own it once. That's the case with classic cars, and that's true. Because classic cars are not just about buying them. Of course, you have to insure them and all the rest of it. You don't have to tax them, because you don't have to now. It's good, isn't it? No MOT, but depending on the age of the car, obviously. I think it's over 40 years. But you will always get major costs with a classic car, and you don't want to skimp on it. If you want to look after your classic car, you want to get it done properly, which means you have to go, hi there, hello to Forever Diecast, even. And you have to look after it. You want to look after it properly, and you want to go to the right people, and you want to go to the specialists. You want to make sure the work gets done properly. So, you know, for all of that, you need to spend money. But if you buy two, then you need to buy two more. Reza, what are you on about? You don't need to buy two more. You need to buy one. You buy one What he means is that you buy one, but you make sure that you would have had the funds to buy two of them, which means that you then have the money to run it and maintain it and look after it going forward. That's essentially what that means. And so the idea is make sure you can afford it twice in order to own it once, is what he said. And I thought that was actually a very good point, because it is kind of like that. Okay, between you and me, Reza, let's say 50% more, all right? I know what you're up to. Sounds like pyramid selling. We're not buying or selling anything, mate. You're getting it all wrong. The point is that you should be in a position where you can afford not just to buy the car, but to look after the car. That's basically what that means. He's not saying buy two of them. Oh my God. We're getting very confusing here. So what am I up to now? So, to report, just coming up to 15 minutes since I started charging. And I had a 70-mile range when I came in here. I've now gained 110 miles because it's showing me 180-mile range. I'm closing in, but not quite reached 75% charge. It's showing me another hour for full charge. But who's on first base? No, what's on first base? So it's showing me another hour. This is slow charging. This is slow charging. So, I mean, traditionally I would say, yeah, but if I was in a petrol car, I would have filled up and gone. Not really, because people with petrol cars are waiting about the same amount of time now. At least in the southeast, anyway. But yeah, this is taking a bit of time to charge. 1 hour left on charging this car. Have we got an hour? What time is it? 2 o'clock. Yeah, man. I ain't got an hour to just sit around there. I got stuff to do, places to be, content to create. That's what I do. Anyway, I want to try and see if I can get it up to about at least well over 200 miles at least. I need to do a bit of a journey tomorrow morning, so I need to make sure that I'm well stocked in terms of electrons in order to do that. So that'll be good. So yeah, so maybe I might need another 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. I've been following your content for a long time, and I love your content. Thank you so much. Again, that's from Cheyenne, who used to go to the same mosque as me. Are you guys still there? Are you guys still in Al Nada, in Dubai? Are you still in that area? You still go to that place on Friday? Let me know. So anyway, so here we are. We're sitting here in the Audi E-Tron GT. Any questions about the E-Tron GT? Any other questions about this car? Or anything at all, really? I'm here to answer your questions. Any questions you may have regarding this car, that car, or anything to do with motoring. So we're living in crazy times at the moment, and obviously we've got not a fuel shortage, but a fuel supply problem. Are you shifted? You moved. Where did you move to? This is the people I knew in Al Nada. A lot of people have moved out from Al Nada, strangely. People that I know as well. This was back in Dubai. So it's a place in Dubai. Annoying sales calls. I get at least once or twice a day. 3 times actually. This is the third one today. You get those calls, so annoying. They get like, oh, it's for surveys or whatever it is. So Town Square Dubai. Oh, that must be somewhere new. That's cool. Not familiar with that. So I'm okay. How can I? You know that I'm live. I'm gonna get out of the car for a minute. So anyway, it'll be a good chance for you to see the car. Ah, I'm being joined by my daughter. There. get in. We're going to have to wait a bit longer. Yeah, I want to charge the car a bit more. This is on her way home from college, and she's now joining us.
Right.
There she is.
Ow.
What's the problem?
No, sorry.
Can you not get into the car? Why is it so difficult?
How long have you been here?
I have been here 50 minutes.
50?
50 minutes I've been here. And I might be here a little while longer. Because I want to get it up to at least more than 200-mile range. So I need to go somewhere tomorrow. And at the moment, it's still only showing 170 miles. What are you doing? You're just chucking stuff all around the car.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. The sun is shining. You got your raincoat.
It was cold in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So, say my name, Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne. Cheyenne. Say hello
Hi,
to Cheyenne.
Shian.
Say hello to Cheyenne. Do you know who Cheyenne is, Lena?
No, I don't know who it is.
So, you know in El Nada, where we used to live,
Okay.
and I used to go to the mosque there on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, there's these two kids used to come to the mosque, and they were following me at that time.
I see.
And this is one of them. And he's still following me.
Done.
There you go. Say hello to Cheyenne.
Hi.
So there you go. So that's what's happening. So we are going to be continuing, I think, another 20 minutes or so. I really need to get this over, well over 200 miles, to give me sufficient range. But it is annoyingly slower in charging than I was anticipating, and I don't see why really. Actually, if I minutes is how long it's been. It's now, so yeah, I mean that's a pretty fast charging speed, surely 19, that's nearly 20 kilowatts per hour charging speed. Surely that's a quick charging speed, but for some reason it's taken a long time to charge up. So I don't really know what's going on there. Anyway, I'm here to answer your questions about the Audi E-Tron GT, which I'm here charging at the moment with my daughter. I've been here just over 55 minutes now, just nearly coming up to 55 minutes. And I've got it from 70-mile range up to 191-mile range now. So 120 miles. I want to get it to at least 210, 250 miles. It's saying for a full charge another 56 minutes. So the question is whether I do that or not. Hi Shazad, my name is Anoop from Dubai. I used to love your reviews on Motoring Middle East. Well, you can continue to love them on Brown Car Guy now. Hey Anoop, how are you doing? Thanks so much for getting in on the conversation. But yeah, I mean, I'm still doing videos and content. Every now and then I do post a video. I do give a video to my good buddy Imtishan over at Motoring Middle East. And he does post them up there as well. So sometimes you'll still see, definitely, thanks mate. So sometimes you will still see, you know, on occasion you might still see, if there's something new or exclusive or different, you might still see me on the Motoring Middle East channel, because I do sometimes give content, as I said to my former partner and good buddy Imtishan. But most of my content at the moment you will find here on Brown Car Guy channel, especially on my YouTube channel, browncarguy.com, a lot of content on there. But I also freelance. I'm freelancing for the National, so I provide articles to them. And over here, I freelance for several outlets, including Free Car Mag, Go Classics Magazine, and MotorEasy.com. Some features on their magazine section of their website as well you'll find. So there's quite a few ways of catching up with my content. A lot of it, if you go to browncarguy.com or if you follow me on Facebook, then normally I put all of the links to whatever my content has gone live anywhere. I'll normally put it up there, so you'll normally find it there. So it's always an easy way to catch up with whatever I'm up to and whatever content I've been out there creating and stuff like that. So But thank you so much for following, and thank you so much for staying up to date with the content. And do, of course, tell everybody else. Tell all your mates, tell all your buddies, tell all your car people out there to follow the brown car guy. Who should they follow, Lena?
Me. You should follow me.
What's your what's your tag?
Lena Amani. Lena_Amani.
Lena_Amani on Instagram. But apart from you, who should they follow?
Baya. Jay.
Kids,
You can go follow my brother.
don't you just love him? What are you going to do, done deal. Okay. I love this car, Jet Tanu. What, you love the Audi E-Tron GT? It's a pretty cool looking car, isn't it? And it's particularly cool because Tony Stark had one. It was the last car that Tony Stark drove in Avengers Endgame. Lena's a Marvel fan. Great to see all you people joining us today. A lot of people have joined today. The conversation of me sitting here waiting to charge up an Audi E-Tron GT, which I have been doing for almost an hour now. Yeah, just coming up to an hour, and getting it up from a 70-mile range up to 196 miles now. And we're just past the 75% charge mark now. I want to get it up to about 200%. Sorry, not 200%. How can you have 200%? I want to get it over 200. I want to get it over 200 miles. Ideally, I want to get about 215 miles on the car. But it's saying it'll take another 53 minutes for a full charge, so I might have to forego a full charge. What time is it now? 3 o'clock. Anyway, so definitely, I love the Audi. I'm a Marvel fanatic myself. There you go. What's your favorite character in Marvel? Anoop, let me know. Lena, what's your favorite character?
I really don't know.
You've been watching What If as well, haven't you? How's What If?
It's great. The season finale is today.
Is it today?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
And the last one was the one with when he's okay, Doctor Strange. Oh, they're all going to be in it, aren't they?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite character in Marvel?
I know.
Not Black Widow.
No, I like Wanda and Black Widow.
Wanda.
Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda's pretty cool. Scarlet Witch. Yeah. So, what about you guys out there? What's your favorite character?
What's your favorite character?
Who, me?
What's your favorite character?
Are you asking me now?
Yeah.
What's my favorite character? I don't know. I like them all for different reasons. Tony Stark.
My teacher likes
Thor. Thor's quite funny in the movies. Thor wasn't funny in the comic books though. Thor was very serious in the comic books, but in the movies he's quite funny. I think probably Tony Stark. I think has to take the award for the best character, and I think that's because of Robert Downey Jr. Though I think he played it so well. He played him perfectly. So yeah, I think that was, and I think that is a popular choice as well. So we are Iron Man. Yeah, Tony Stark is Iron Man. So there you go. But the interesting thing in the movies is they all reveal their true identities, which is very different from the comics because they never do that in the comics. But in the movies, Tony Stark decided to say, "I am Iron Man," and that was it.
I am Iron Man.
He started the MCU and ended it on a great and emotional note. Yeah, it was pretty emotional. Lena cried.
Did I cry? I did, but I didn't really cry.
Oh, okay. When Tony Stark died.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad.
And then everyone else died, and Natasha died.
Yeah.
Well, Natasha's death was like.
Yeah, that was quite sad.
But Black Widow movie was nice.
Yeah.
I liked it. I watched it like 2 times now.
When did you watch it 2 times?
With you, and then grandma's house. Remember?
Oh, you watched it again? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah.
With you, and then
because it's because it's online, isn't it? Yeah. So there you go. So what are we up to now? So we have now got over the 200-mile, 202. It's just clocked up to 202. I want to get up to at least 210. And we are probably closing in on about 80% charge. It's saying another 50 minutes. And I have been here now 1 hour and just 1 hour and 5 minutes. I think I might give it another 10 minutes or so to see if I can get a little bit more juice into this car, which would get me sorted for tomorrow. So 203. I wonder if the charge is speeding up a little bit now. I'm not sure. What do you think about the Audi E-Tron? Anuka is asking. What do you think about this car, Lena?
Yeah, it's great. It's really wide.
You asked me. You helped me film it yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like wide.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, but getting out is a trouble.
Well, it's so low, isn't it? It's like super. It's
This
like a
is nice.
supercar. The glass roof, the full
Yeah.
glass roof. Yeah, it doesn't open though. Pretty
It's
solid.
not. I
No,
thought open.
no, that's fixed.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. But it
Yeah.
does. It does make nice, colorful bubble droplets, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was weird.
So if you saw the video I posted on Instagram earlier, I was very distracted by the sort of rainbow colors we were getting from rain droplets on the roof.
And then you found a spider.
And then there was a spider.
And there was a spider.
Sat down beside her. I am 6 foot myself. Would be an issue for me to sit in. No, I mean, no. To be honest, it's a long car. In fact, I think this is actually longer than the Taycan, the Porsche Taycan, of course, which shares its platform with. And I think the Taycan is fractionally wider as well, if I'm not mistaken. But for myself, I mean, I'm 6'2" with longish legs, and here in the front is not a problem. The only thing I would say is that there's no gap between the footrest on the left side and the brake pedal. I'm in a right-hand drive car, of course, keep that in mind. So the footrest on the left and the brake pedal in the middle is obviously one of those wider brake pedals, and there's no gap between them. There's barely a gap between them. So if you want to stretch your leg out, then you have to go underneath the brake pedal to stretch it out. And if you have long legs, that might be an issue, because otherwise you keep your foot on the footrest and then you have your leg bent at, I would say about 100 degrees angle, not quite 90 degrees, not that sharp. And in the rear, even with this seat set for me, I sat in this seat behind this seat, and it actually wasn't too bad. You know, I think it was. I was sitting a little bit upright though. The seating position has been tricky for me to get comfortable in, to be honest with you, even though it's powered and all the rest of it. But I'm either too upright or too far back. The steering is rake and reach adjustable, but it's still been tricky to get the right position. You know, it's taken a bit of experimenting, but it is possible. And even in the rear, it is quite possible. Okay, so we are now at 206-mile range, and it's saying 49 minutes. We are closing in on, I would say, 80%. I think we are probably not quite on 80% charge. We are just coming up to 80% charge. I'm going to be here a little bit longer, but I think it's time to sign off. How's the drive and comfort levels? It drives like a normal Audi. It doesn't do the one pedal thing. So it drives like a normal Audi, and under full acceleration it is stupendously quick. It really pins you back into your chair, and it keeps you pinned in your chair. It's got 2-speed transmission, but you can't really feel any changes there, apart from maybe a kickdown sensation. And the comfort, of course, it's very comfortable. The only trouble, like Lena was saying, is getting in and out of it, because it is very low slung. It's very low, and it's almost like a supercar sort of seating position. So it's like the akin of. So if you're one of these people that likes an SUV because it's easy to get in and out of, then you won't like this, because you're literally dropping down into it. So anyway, thanks to everybody for joining today. I think I'm going to sign off at this point and maybe just give it another 10 minutes before heading off. Hope you enjoyed this live. Say bye, Lena.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.